Hey guys, what's going on? Hope you're all doing good out there today, and much appreciated you guys taking a little time out of your day to watch the video. And today I'm going to give you guys what I think are the 5 worst habits that most anglers have that you need to really try to break. I think by doing so, it's going to add up to a lot more success for you guys. So we'll get into that here in a second, but real quick, just a couple quick housekeeping tips. Just want to remind everybody about our Fish the Moment Lake Map breakdowns that Johnny Schultz, myself, and Matt Steffner work on. Not only do we have lake map breakdowns for all over the country and most all the well-known lakes across the country, spring, summer, winter, fall, we also offer personal map breakdowns. And what this is, if you guys have a lake that you want a specific breakdown for, say you got a tournament or you're gonna fish there a certain time of year for vacation, we can break down any lake in the country. Even if you got a lake that's like 1,000 acres, we can make a personal breakdown for you guys. So all you have to do is just go to fishthemoment.com, click on the lake map breakdown section, and gives you all the information to that. So much appreciated with that. Okay, let's talk about the 5 bad habits a lot of anglers need to break here. And I'm gonna go through them like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll give you the least to most important in my opinion, but sometimes some are more important than others at certain times. So the first bad habit that a lot of anglers need to break is they need to break the habit of running the trolling motor too fast or too slow. The key, guys, is when you're looking for that trolling motor speed, you've got to find the right speed for the condition. And the right speed for the condition is one that allows you to completely and most efficiently cover the water that you're fishing, yet at the same time go through there at the pace where you're not wasting any time. And this can vary depending upon the type of cover you're fishing. If you're picking apart laydowns with a flipping stick, you got to really dial that trolling motor back. And if you're burning the bank with a spinner bait, sometimes you can turn it up a little bit. But I see guys, one of the bad habits they have is they either go too slow on their trolling motor or they go too fast. And also make sure that you don't keep that trolling motor on a high speed. Even if you're not using it much, I see a lot of guys dial it up to 7 or 8 and they kick it on and it goes boot, boot, like that. So you want to try to keep the trolling motor to just the minimum speed that you can efficiently fish the water. Okay, that's number 5. Number 4 is talking too much. Guys, when you're fishing, talking doesn't serve anything. Talking basically is a distraction. It's something that takes away your focus. There's nobody out there that can completely and 100% be present in the moment, totally focused upon what their bait's doing if they're trying to carry on a conversation at the same time. So that's a bad habit that a lot of people have. A lot of people treat fishing as a social event. And that's okay. I mean, if that's what you're into fishing for and you don't really, your results on the water are not that important to you, then yeah, go ahead and talk. But if you're performance oriented, you want to maximize your success as a bass angler, keep your talking at a minimum because it's a complete, distraction from your fishing. Okay, number 3 is guys that slop through their tackle preparation. And this specifically is geared to tournament anglers, and it can be geared to anybody too. But guys, from a tournament situation, one of the biggest mistakes I see guys make is they get through their tackle work too quick. Say, for example, the night before the tournament, sometimes I'll see these guys, they're in their boat for 15 minutes and they got the tarp on the boat and they're back in the hotel room for the night. Guys, you can't do that because I don't care how dialed in you are to a pattern. You may be completely convinced that all you have to do is throw a chatterbait out all day long and you're gonna catch a good bag. But what if that doesn't work? You have got to have equipment rigged and ready to adjust to any changes that may occur. There may be a change in the sunlight conditions, the wind, the fishing pressure. The fish may just be off the bait you were throwing. So you have to make sure that you prepare and you rig up all the options you could possibly have. And that's why in a tournament situation, it normally takes me a solid 3 hours of working really hard preparing your tackle for the next day. These guys out there that say, oh, I'm gonna keep it simple, and they're in their boat and they're done in 15 or 20 minutes. that is just laziness right there. So don't slop through your tackle preparation. Even if you're fishing for fun, take the time to get stuff organized, consider all the different possibilities that you may have, excuse me, that may occur on the lake. I mean, and just spend a lot of time working on that. And I promise you it'll help out in the long run. Okay, number two is guys that the huge mistake a lot of people make and a bad habit they have is not retying at the slightest hint of a nick or fray or stress on your line. This is gonna cost you guys. I don't care, if you think your line's nicked or not, rub it through your teeth. That's the only way to tell. You can put line between your lips, lick your lips, put the line between, it will pick up the slightest nick that you may have on the line. Also guys, like I said, if you make a cast with your bait casting out fish, and sometimes you get a fluff or a backlash, sometimes that'll burn your line. So I think a lot of it, again, it's sort of like tackle preparation. A lot of guys tend to get lazy on retying enough, but one of the biggest bad habits that I see people make is they simply don't retie enough. You need to retie very often. If you put a lot of stress on your line, if you're pitching and flipping and you're doing something that's jacking those fish hard, that takes a lot of stress on the line. And if you have the slightest nick, you could break off, especially on lighter line. So don't take the chance. It doesn't take that often to retie. I mean, depending upon what I'm doing, I may retie as much as 15 to 50 times a day, depending upon what I'm doing. And that way, by doing that, it assures you that you're not gonna, have a forced error of a controlled variable that you messed up on. Okay, the number one bad habit, guys, that anglers make, that most anglers make, is slapping your bait on the water if you get some grass or some type of vegetation on it. This is a major pet peeve of mine. I see guys all the time if they're fishing grass lakes or they get moss, they'll take that bait and they'll slap it straight down the water, make a super loud noise with it. Guys, you don't want to do this. Number one, what this does more than anything else is it takes your stealth away from you. I can promise you, when you slap a lipless crankbait on the water straight down to get grass off of it, it is gonna act as a negative to any fish within 100 yards of you. Those fish can hear that. If they can detect a minnow swimming around in the surface, they can sure detect you slapping a half-ounce rattle trap straight down the water. I was seeing guys doing this at Toho last week all the time, just slapping these baits hard on the water. Guys, just reach down there. If you get grass on your bait, get your bait out and pick it off with your hand. Or if you're efficient at it, you can take it and you can skip it sideways on the water, almost like you're skipping a rock. And if you're proficient with that, you can get that grass off by making a minimum of commotion in the water. But guys, one of the biggest forced errors and bad habits that I see guys making is slapping that bait straight down on the water when you got grass or moss on it. Just stop doing that, because it's not serving you well, and it's just sort of another, lazy habit I see some people make. So anyway, guys, that's the top 5 back trim. Number 1 is running the trolling motor, bad habit of running the trolling motor too fast or too slow. Next is bad habit of talking too much in the boat. Next is bad habit of working on your tackle too quickly, slopping through your tackle preparation. Number 2 is just a bad habit of being lazy and about retying. And number 1 is a bad habit about slapping your bait hard on the water to get the moss off. So just wanted to pass that along to you guys. Promise you, if you take me up on this, you're gonna be more successful. You're gonna catch a few more fish with that. And I just wanted to pass that info to you guys. And real quick, one final thing before we wrap it up here, just want to invite everybody to subscribe to the channel. We got a big giveaway coming up next week of Seaguar line, solar bat sunglasses, Bridgeford beef jerky. And I'll tell you what, guys, if you want to help support the channel here and help, if you like what I'm doing here and want to help me out, support me, the best way you can do is spread the channel by word of mouth to all your buddies. Just ask them to, watch the videos, subscribe to the channel. That's the best thing you can do to help out if you'd like to do that. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Much appreciated, and we'll see y'all later.